we begin with this exclusive tonight. On edge and in shock. That's how a shooting is leaving neighbors in a quiet lakefront community in Sullivan County tonight. Our Blaze Gomez is in Wurtsboro with the latest.
A quiet lakefront road turned into a sea of police lights the day after Christmas when state police say someone in the neighborhood was shot. News 12's cameras were rolling on Yankee Lake Road in Wurtsboro as Sullivan County Sheriff's deputies arrived in an armored truck and state police launched a drone. This woman says she heard frightening sounds from a house nearby from someone upset shortly before authorities got here.
I actually heard screaming. The one who was screaming was saying, "My life is over."
We saw this man surrounded by police being consoled by several other people. State police have not confirmed the condition of the person shot. Police are blocking the road here near Sunset Point during the investigation and turning motorists away. So far, no details other than that there was a shooting have been revealed.
No, you think you're safe up here. And I live in Brooklyn for this.
Neighbors, though, are worried.
This is like the most safest area we've ever seen around here. Like, this is shocking to even hear that this is being something that's happening in this type of town.
In Wurtsboro, Blaze Gomez, News 12.
A fire in Bridgeport leaves one woman dead, several others displaced, including 4 children on a freezing winter night just 2 days before Christmas. News 12 Connecticut's Frank Recchia has the story.
That's pretty sad.
Just before 5 in the afternoon, flames shooting into the sky as several blocks along Connecticut Avenue are shut down, while firefighters battle a blaze that began in a condominium complex, claiming the life of a woman who lived there.
It's tragic.
Marianne Batchelder saying she wasted no time getting herself and her dogs to safety.
I actually was in my pajamas and I thought, oh my God, I need to evacuate. And so I ran upstairs, threw some clothes on, grabbed the dogs and said, we're out of here.
Authorities say 3 people were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. In the condo where the blaze began, firefighters check with flashlights to make sure everybody got out safely.
Everyone that lives in this particular building is evacuated. No one's allowed to get in until we deem it safe.
Folks who live here huddling together on a freezing winter night, one of them in a wheelchair. All of them offering condolences to the family of the woman who died.
That's pretty sad. Whoever it was, they just recently moved in.
The Bridgeport Fire Marshal investigating. These are not the kind of flashing lights anyone wants to see in their neighborhood during the holiday season.
To come home and find that your house is just burned down. It's tragic.
In Bridgeport, Frank Recchia, News 12, Connecticut.
And there is a major traffic tie-up along Interstate 80 in Morris County. It is all due to a sinkhole in Wharton. News 12 New Jersey's Chris Keating is there.
That sinkhole is still wide open along the eastbound section of Interstate 80. From our vantage point, we can see the sinkhole along with the heavy machinery, which will be used to make all of these repairs. But at this time, we're waiting to see how long those repairs will take and when exactly this very busy roadway will reopen. Discovered at 7:45 this morning, that hole in the eastbound shoulder of the pavement is creeping dangerously close to the right lane. For that reason, all 3 lanes have been closed right near exit 34 along Interstate 80. It has created miles of bumper-to-bumper traffic, which we got a good look at from a rest area along the westbound side of that roadway. And for this region, well, this is a major hassle for drivers and commuters.
80 means everything to everyone that lives around here. I saw the pictures when I woke up today that everyone was sending me, and I'm just kind of like stunned.
Like many, Jeannie Bokikio commutes to New York City along Route 80, so getting back to work on time tomorrow could be difficult if repairs aren't finished by Friday. She's already contemplating a brand new route.
I think I can get around it, but I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see how much traffic is on the detour.
While there is emergency construction going on to repair the roadway, drivers heading east are being detoured onto Route 15. Eventually, you'll be led back onto I-80. At this time, we're waiting on another update from the Department of Transportation concerning these repairs and when they will be completed. In the meantime, if you can, steer clear of Interstate 80 on the eastbound. In Morris County, I'm Chris Keating, News 12 New Jersey.
A shocking video uploaded to Instagram last week shows a brawl at the mall at Bay Plaza. Not the kind of holiday entertainment that shoppers were hoping for. News 12's Noelle Lilly spoke with one witness who says it ruined her holiday shopping.
We were walking on the second floor, minding our own business.
A brawl at the mall.
putting a damper on the holiday spirit for 21-year-old Gabby Flores from Westchester County, who was shopping with her family.
And then all of a sudden, all you hear is this like loud bang. It was like metal, like hitting the floor.
This now viral video shows what appears to be a group of people fighting and hitting each other with what looks like the poles used to separate a line to meet Santa. Police say it happened the night of December 18th, and by the next day, a video was posted to the account Bronx Antics. The post now has more than 1,000 comments and counting. I spoke to some shoppers nearby Bay Plaza Mall here in Co-op City, and many of them tell me they were not surprised by this alleged brawl.
This generation's going through it. There's no foundation at home. That's what happens.
He told me to be careful because he know I go to the mall. But thank God I missed it. We don't live in a peaceful society and humane anymore.
I called and emailed Prestige Properties, who owns the mall, multiple times, but they didn't respond in time for this story.
Everyone was yelling like security or like someone called the police.
Right before the video cuts off, you do see a person who appears to be a security guard rush in and grab someone.
It did ruin my whole shopping experience because I love Christmas. All the lights and the colors, I think it's so amazing. And then until one fight ruins it ruins the whole experience.
Sources close to the investigation say an 18-year-old was arrested. Guess they'll be on the naughty list this year. In Co-op City, Noelle Lilly, News 12 The Bronx.
Just wild that shoppers were subjected to that.
Now to a News 12 exclusive, a miracle on the waters off Mastic Beach. A woman jumped into action to save a man who fell into the Poospatel Creek. And it was all caught on camera. News 12's John Dowding spoke with the hero.
Oh my God, now Kayla's going.
It all happened so fast.
I just had to do what I could to try to help this man.
Thanks to Kayla Masado's quick thinking, a man is alive after falling into the frigid Poospatel Creek near Mastic Beach.
There was no time to think, honestly. It was just kind of like an adrenaline.
It started around 12:30 Thursday afternoon when a man tried riding a jet ski on a semi-frozen part of the creek. At first, he was okay, but then the jet ski started to smoke and then sank, sending him into the freezing water.
I just ended up running to my basement, grabbing my paddleboard, and ran out and saw how far it could run on the ice.
The creek looks and sounds like it's frozen solid, but it's not. Still, the thought of falling into the water was not on Kayla's mind when she ran out here earlier today.
I was just thinking, I need to get to him as fast as I can. The water's freezing.
Kayla pulled the man onto the front of her paddleboard when she got to him.
He had let me know that his fingers weren't working, his legs were numb, his hands were numb.
The man was then pulled to shore on a rope right as Mastic Fire and EMS arrived.
She just sprung into action and did what she had to do, and thank God, because, you know, in this kind of situation, time matters.
Kayla, still in disbelief over what she did today, says she just wanted to make sure that man could return home to his family.
That's, you know, someone's son, that's someone's brother, that's maybe someone's dad, and I would hope that if it was my family member out there, that someone would do the same.
In Mastic Beach, I'm John Dowding, News 12, Long Island.
Kayla was a true hero today. Mastic EMS tells us that the man was in the early stages of hypothermia when he got out of the water. He was taken to the hospital and he's expected to recover.
Many travel experts say Sunday is the peak travel day for holiday travelers. And although our frigid temperatures don't seem to be causing any significant disruptions, some people are learning it's a good idea to pack their patience. News 12's Carol Wilkinson is at the Westchester County Airport right now. And Carol, on this busy travel day, what are you seeing there at the airport?
Tima, in a word, crowds. Now, although AAA says that the majority of Christmas travelers are going to be driving, AAA also tells us that at least 8 million of them nationwide will be traveling by air. As proof positive, take a look at the scene here at the Westchester County Airport. Look at the crowd of these passengers who just arrived coming into the greater New York area from points wherever, coming here for Christmas or coming back home. We asked some of them about their travel experiences so far. The holiday travel hustle continues here at the Westchester County Airport. And even on this Sunday evening, passengers are still trying to get home for Christmas. Taylor and Sam are heading to Orlando, Florida.
It's really crazy traveling for holidays. There's a lot of people out here.
We got some fun snow, though, on the way, like 2 days ago, and we're from Florida, so it doesn't snow. So that was pretty exciting.
Andrea Price of White Plains is traveling to Fort Myers with her pup, Sammy Davis. Aside from one minor blip on the radar, it's been smooth sailing so far.
Going to Florida for Christmas so we could see my mom, his Grammy, and yeah, so far so good. Little delay, about an hour and a half, but the app updated very quickly. It's been very constant, so, you know, we'll see.
Definitely a very busy time here at the airport. Men, women, children, and as you saw, even puppies are traveling for Christmas. Now, experts say it's always a good idea before you head to the airport to check with your individual airline to see if there are any disruptions in travel service. Also, it's always a pretty good idea to get to the airport at least 2 hours before your flight. We're here at the Westchester County Airport. Carol Wilkinson, News 12.
A New York couple is now suing a Norwalk fertility clinic and the doctor there after the couple's stored frozen embryos were apparently mistakenly destroyed. News 12 Connecticut's Marissa Alter joining us now with a closer look at these claims. And Marissa, this couple says they were robbed of the option to expand their family.
Kurt, they say not only was this done without their consent, but the clinic didn't tell them about it for 5 years and still continued to bill them for storing the embryos.
We placed our trust in Loom Fertility to care for our future family, and that trust was betrayed.
Nicole Couture-Gallagher and her husband, Dan Gallagher, had dreams of a large family. When it didn't happen naturally, they sought help in 2010 from a Loom fertility clinic in Norwalk and its founder, Dr. Mark Leonderis. According to a lawsuit filed this week, the couple froze 11 viable embryos and over time implanted 8. They had triplets and later a 4th child naturally, to their surprise. For years, they believed they still had 3 more frozen embryos so they could continue to grow their family.
We thought of every one of those embryos as future children, precious and irreplaceable.
Until this past March. That's when they say Leonderis called them to say the embryos had been accidentally thrown out after Nicole's name was confused with another patient's back in 2019.
The clinic failed to inform the couple that their embryos were gone for 5 whole years, which essentially cut off any chances of running a new cycle and creating new embryos.
Attorney Tracy Cowan represents the couple. They claim Loom and Leonderis didn't apologize or take responsibility.
Dr. Leonderis dismissed our heartbreak, telling us we probably wouldn't have even used our embryos anyway. A completely false statement, and most importantly, a decision that wasn't his to make.
We never imagined our embryos, our future children, could be so carelessly discarded. And then for 5 years to go by without knowing what happened is incredibly frustrating. Most of all, we feel deeply violated.
The couple says they filed the lawsuit to hold Loom and Leonderis accountable and keep this from happening to anyone else.
If we can do anything to prevent this nightmare from impacting another family like ours, we will.
The attorney for the fertility clinic and the doctor released a statement saying Loom Fertility cannot comment on pending litigation, but we firmly trust that we will be vindicated through the legal process. Loom Fertility stands behind our providers and is committed to providing world-class, patient-centric care. The lawsuit cites 10 counts, including gross negligence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and breach of contract. It asks for damages in excess of $15,000. Marissa Alter, News 12, Connecticut.
There is heartbreak and mourning tonight in Sullivan and Orange counties after 2 young people died in a Christmas Day car crash.
Yeah, just absolutely horrific. And tonight, those who knew them are still dealing with the grief. News 12's Julia Rosier has more from Liberty.
It's crazy. It's devastating.
Sullivan and Orange County communities are remembering the 2 teenagers that died in a tragic car accident on Christmas Day.
It's heartbreaking for the community.
It's just sad. I'm not sure exactly what happened or why it happened, but sad thing.
17-year-old Hannah Reggio of Middletown and 15-year-old Joseph Young of Fallsburg have been identified as the teenagers. Police say a pickup truck collided with a car near Sullivan Avenue on Route 52. The 57-year-old driver of the pickup truck was treated for his injuries and released. And now the community is lighting candles and placing flowers on Sullivan Avenue in Liberty to remember them.
He always had a smile on his face, and I just loved that about him, but he was a good person, a good soul.
Elliot Hernandez and Joseph Young were friends since 8th grade. Hernandez says he will forever cherish the memory of his friend and said he stood out because
he always supported me.
Friends of Young say they're devastated while lighting candles for him, especially since Thursday would have been his 16th birthday.
I'm doing good. I'm trying to hold in there. There's not much I can do.
In Liberty, Julia Rosier, News 12.